Hey, you guys, today I want to share with you one of the products that is labeled for kids, the Kids Sense MightyVites, but I want to also encourage you to try it as well, even if you're not a kid. So the Kids Sense MightyVites is a blend of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants with a lot of phytonutrients that are carefully crafted to support a child's overall health and well-being. This unique combination of nutrients derived from organic superfruits, plants, and vegetables is known as Oregon Kid. This nutrient-dense food-based ingredient provides exceptional support for your child's nutritional needs. MightyVites are free of preservatives, artificial colors, flavors. They ensure that the children receive the best possible nourishment, and it has a delightful berry-flavored, chewable taste. As moms, we understand that there is a lot of challenge sometimes getting a balanced diet in those picky eaters. So thankfully we have MightyVites and we can always grab that and hand it to them and know that we're not compromising their nutrition. We're actually helping to add to it. So even if they are reaching for those chicken nuggets, instead of grabbing that broccoli off of their dinner plate, you can slip them a couple MightyVites at the end of the meal or at the beginning of the day and know that they're getting everything that their little bodies need to thrive and grow. So what makes MightyVites different? Aside from being designed for children, they're in a chewable tablet that has everything that they are going to need without the things that they don't. So you're not going to find artificial colors and flavors, and you're not going to find a lot of sugars and things. So think of MightyVites as a chewable version of our popular master formula vitamins. So the Oregon Kid is a superior source of natural folate. So Oregon FA is another way to look at it. It has 100% USDA certified organic status. The Oregon FA does not contain any synthetic folic acid or any additives, and it is extracted using a hot water method. So if you think about the process of boiling some broccoli, this is the same kind of concept, and that's how they derive this high quality folic acid. And then clinical studies have been shown to demonstrate the positive impacts of folic acid, vitamin B12, and vitamin B6 on heart health. And that is something I think a lot more people are conscious of these days, even for our younger children and adults. So how much MightyVites should you be taking per day? So the average child aged 4 to 12, it's recommended that they take 4 tablets daily. And you can take it with food, or you in one dose. You could spread it throughout the day and use it as kind of like a treat, or like something added to them to the end of a meal, like a dessert. They're gonna love that berry flavor, and they're probably actually going to be asking you for it. If you love the Kids Sense MightyVites, I would also encourage you to check out the rest of the Kids Sense line with our MightyZyme and our Mighty Pro supplements, and look at adding all of those into your child's everyday regiment. And remember, again, this is not just for kids. Adults can take this too. So if you are wanting the benefits of something like Master Formula, but you are having a hard time swallowing pills right now, grab the MightyVites and use those instead. So Kara, Bonnie, what else do you guys know about the MightyVites that are going to make somebody say, I need that bottle in my house?
One of the things that I learned on this one is like the question where it comes up of like, why whole foods? Because when it comes to getting your daily multivitamins, your source actually matters. So high quality food supplements, when processed correctly, are as close as possible to nature's originals. So like if you have a whole food that's grown in rich natural soil, it contains higher levels of trace minerals, vitamins, and other complex nutritional compounds, and those cannot be synthesized. So like in the MightyVites, we don't have any pesticides. According to 2 different doctors that come from the University of California, Davis, they said this, like when things have pesticides in that, it can result in a disruption to the phenolic metabolites. I get the word, I can't even say it right. The phenolic in like basically the plant. And that has a protective role in the plant defense mechanism. So it really matters where like we're sourcing and where Young Living is sourcing it from. You cannot say the same thing when it's coming off of the shelves in just the supermarket. As Sarah mentioned with the folate, yeah, the MightyVites actually reformulated it. Its folic acid was replaced with folate because some people choose not to take folic acid because they are not able to break down the folic acid. And so the folate that is in here now is a much more absorbable form. The two, like there's two new flavors in here. It's like the orange cream and a mixed berry. So those are flavors that are in here. The one thing that I found really interesting when I was looking up stuff on the Kid Sense MightyVites, you know, it is a kid version of the master formula. This does not mean that adults cannot take that. But here is something that is really crazy. The fruits and vegetables and nuts and the whole foods that your child would need to eat to get the same nutrition as one serving of MightyVites. Here's everything that they would have to eat. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way your kids are getting this. This is what they would have to eat in total for the day. A cup of the cooked broccoli to get the folate, a whole avocado to get the vitamin B5, 3 ounces of salmon to get the vitamin B6, 4 whole eggs to get the biotin, 4 cups of asparagus to get the niacin, a cup of raw spinach, imagine getting your kid to do that, to get the vitamin A, 3 bananas to get the vitamin B2, a cup of black beans to get the thiamine, which is the B1, a half a cup of cantaloupe so they could get the C, and 5 ounces of sunflower seeds to get the vitamin E. That is what you're getting in one serving of MightyVites, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I have never taken the MightyVites, but if I had kids, we would be doing this. And I think about the thing that I think about, and all my oily moms, like their kids love the MightyVites. I mean, that's kind of their go-to. The thing I think about is the whole idea, and Kara touched on this, is just your body's ability to absorb what you're taking. And I think that there is we've talked about this before, but I think there's a kind of an unknowing that goes on when you think you're doing the right thing by giving your kids vitamins. Like you think, okay, my kids need vitamins. Clearly, you know, it's hard to get all of the stuff in them that would be good for their little growing bodies, right? And you think you're doing the right thing by getting some vitamins and buying them at Walmart or wherever you're shopping. And the reality of it is like, you're not doing it isn't doing what you think it's doing. Those kinds of things, like Kara talked about, like where are they sourced and what kind of pesticides were used on the crops, and is it a synthetic form of seed that your body can't even absorb. So whether it's adult or kids type things, those kinds of things, you might as well just be throwing your money down the toilet, because a lot of that is just not even being absorbed by the body. And so I think this is an area where even best well intentions aren't, like, you think you're doing the right thing, and yet probably if you're not getting a really good source, which Young Living is a really good source of vitamins, and I'm saying none of the GNC, none of the, I don't care, that stuff is not absorbing into your system like you think it might be. And so even I always say, and the costs of these are very comparable to what you would get like going to the store. But if cost becomes an issue, you are better off doing it every other day and having it be something that your child's body is actually going to be able to use to be healthy and grow. So that's my little soapbox on that. I think we all have good intentions, and I just want those good intentions to be like going to the right thing, like that you're actually accomplishing your good intentions. And I really believe this on our supplements. Your good intentions should be spending your money here and getting really good sourced supplements that your body can actually use, whether it's kids or adults. All right, that's my spiel.
Bonnie, you actually reminded me of a story when you were talking about different vitamins that are out there that you could have in your home versus these. So this was over a decade ago. And we had the MightyVites, and Soph was taking them, but there was a limit to how many she could have per day. And I was at work and Joe was in charge, right? So all you moms know when dad's in charge, that's when the train goes off the rails. He comes down to where she is and sees her with the bottle of MightyVites, and she had just been eating them like candy. And he tried to call me, but I was at work and didn't answer. So he called poison control, and he's like, I don't know how many of these things my child has had, right? Because you hear those warnings, like, don't take too many vitamins. If you do, call poison control or whatever. So he called poison control, and then he read the ingredients to the lady at poison control. And she's like, what is this? And he's like, this is what the supplement my wife buys from this company called Young Living, and this is what she gives our daughter. And the lady is like, you do not need to worry about that. Your child's probably going to have like neon pee for a day, maybe two, but the only thing overdosing on those is going to give your child is probably a better immune system. That was from poison control. So like, he called me and he's like, well, I guess these are kind of good stuff, right? And I was like, yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was an interesting testimony. Definitely keep them in a cupboard where your kids can't access them easily, because they're very tasty and they'll want to eat more of them when they're not being told just for a day. But if they do happen to get into them, don't be extremely alarmed.